Hey, this your girl, Miss Shawn.
And this is Nicole.
Thank you for tuning in to the 12 o'clock Real Talk session, the Sassy Sista Corner. I want to give a big shout out to a good listener, Rodney Copeland. Thank you so much for supporting the station, and thank you for supporting me in the Real Talk session. You had a question about how do people spend so much money on hair, rims, shoes, clothes, but they're not spending the money on real important things like their children, their household. How do you, as a parent, a mother, a father, how do you spend money on these other things, but you don't spend the money on the important things like your children?
I believe a lot of it has to do with being socially accepted and keeping up with the Joneses. I've seen situations to where persons are in a group, and we are talking about grown people, and if persons didn't look a certain type of way, then they were not as accepted in the group. And that's not to say that when you get to a certain age, you go past that and you don't need a group, but it does happen. And I believe it plays a part, not the total reason, but I believe it plays a part in persons doing those things to be accepted, to be looked at as being important, is the reason why that happens.
Yeah, because they're looking at these videos.
Oh, yeah.
They're looking at these movies. They're seeing these Beyoncés. They're seeing these Nicki Minaj. They're seeing Jay-Z and all of these other artists on TV. They have the Jordans. They have the $2,000 weaves. Have these expensive clothes, and they want to be just like them. And by no means do they care about anything else. They just want, when they get their little money, their taxes or whatever, they want to spend that money on that $2,000 weave or those $300 and $400 Jordans or those shirts and stuff that cost a big amount of money. I'm not saying that, you worked hard for that money, and I'm not saying that you can't spend that money on what you want, but what I am saying that you spend that money on those things, but you're at the end of the month, your refrigerator is empty. Or you have children and they're not walking around in Jordans, they're not walking around looking as nice as you, but you're spending all this money on those things. That's where I have a problem. If your kids is wearing a certain type of thing, you should be wearing that too. Now, if you want to wear the Jordans and all of that stuff, it's not a problem with that. But make sure your kids are also wearing those things, because it's just ridiculous how, mom have the beautiful weave like Beyonce, got the beautiful clothes, and then her kids are walking around with holes in their clothes, dirty tennis shoes. Mama's not going to walk around like that. Daddy, he fresh. He got his whole gear up, and even his car with these rims and stuff, but he's not paying no child support. He might be even living on mama's couch, but he has these rims and these nice clothes. That's where I have a problem. I don't think that, people should spend all this money on these non-essential things, and they're not even thinking about like putting insurance money up for themselves or their kids. They're not, there's nothing wrong with living in an apartment and all that, because, I own my house, but sometimes I feel like I need to live in an apartment. But it's nothing wrong with, how you live. It's just what you do with your money is what I have a problem with. At the end of the month, you didn't spend all this money and you don't have food on the refrigerator. Or you have your tax money, you're not trying to open up no business, you're not trying to do anything productive with your money, but you running around with a $2,000 weave or $400 Jordans, or your rims on your truck and car is nice, but at the end of the month, your tax money is gone. And you don't have nothing to show for it but that weave that's gonna come out in another couple of months, them shoes gonna get dirty and scuffed up, them rims, somebody might steal it or whatever, but that's what you have to show for it at the end of the day, and I think that's ridiculous.
Well, I say by no means are we saying that persons should not buy those things, because some people can afford to. But it just becomes an issue when you're buying those things and you can't afford to get your basic needs taken care of, and you have to turn around and ask friends and family, can you help me with this? Because, you know, I mean, a lot of times they don't tell you what they took and did with their money, but when it comes to that.
Yeah, you know, I have, you know, just like all of us, you know, we have tax money. Yeah, I get go and buy things, but, you know, with my money, I want to spend family time. You know, go on trips with my kids, take vacations. Yeah, I want to have the nice hair and the nice clothes, but I would much rather spend it on something important and productive, something that would have a lifetime memory as trips with my kids, or, you know, anything like that besides buying all this weave and stuff, this jewelry and these expensive clothes. Like I said, I think it's ridiculous. Like she said, it's, you know, it's your money. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want to do with it. But I find it ridiculous that we get this money and we don't do anything good with it.
Well, you know, really, if we looked at, as a whole, the amount of money, now for one person it may be hair, for another person it may be Jordans, for another person, everybody has their thing. Right. But if we looked at the amount of money that we spend and take some of that money and put it back, right, we could be millionaires.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But it's more accepted to look like a millionaire than to actually be a millionaire. Right.
Because, you know, if we spend and we save as much money as we spend on these weaves, on these Jordans and all that,
we would put somebody out of business.
Right. We would put a whole lot of people out of business because we're doing the smart thing with the money. Right. You know, investing in with the money, saving it. Right. You know, like I said, there's no problem with, you know, making yourself look good. Right. But you're not Beyonce. You're not Jay-Z. So why are you trying to look like them? And, you know, Beyonce can afford to buy the weaves and buy the Jordans and all that stuff, but she has money that she's saving up, that she's investing in a business and stuff that she's spending money, but she's also bringing money in. And we don't think about that when we get our tax money in. We want to get the hair, we want to get the Jordan, we want to get the rims, and we get all those things, and then we might say, oh yeah, I want to put this towards some savings, but it's already gone. Because we done bought all this stuff that we see our friends have, these people on TV, we spent all the money on that and we don't have anything left. And that's the sad part to me, is that we don't invest our money and do something positive with it. Even if you don't want to save any money, but if you take that money and, you know, do the right thing with it, you know, spend time with your kids. Go on a vacation, a Disney vacation, or any kind of vacation. Do with that money something where it'll be memorable to not only you, but it'll be memorable to your kids, because the weave is not going to last. The shoes, the clothes, all of that is, you know, it gets old.
And then it's like self-gratification. It's like you have to do that something and to make you feel good, but then you will continually, I mean, it can become extreme. You will continue with that high, because once you get that, that's going to wear out. You have to keep it up. And by the time you keep it up, how much money have you spent? But I think it's for persons who can really afford it, hey, I don't see any problem with it. I think people should do what's best for them. But it only becomes an issue when you receive monies and then you don't take them and do what you should do with them, but then you have to turn around and ask others to help you or this is why, I need help with these children, they're not being taken care of, but you get money to take care of them, and you choose to do other things with it.
Right. Yeah, that's my issue too, that, that you spending all this money, and yes, we all want to look good. Yes, we want to feel good. But, like I said, at the end of the day, you're getting all this money, do something right with it, To me, it feels good when I take my kids on vacation and I hear them laughing and smiling and just having a good time. That makes me feel good. Yes, getting the Jordans and stuff, I'm happy with all that, but, that's a thing that's gonna go away. But going on vacation, looking at them pictures, and just having in my mind my kids laughing and enjoying themselves, that's priceless to me. That's priceless,
And even with saving money, if you're looking at saving money, just $50 a month.
Right.
By the end of the year, that's $600. I mean, it don't seem like a lot, but as time goes on and you save that money, you can turn around and start a business. I've noticed that a lot of the persons that may live on a fixed income, a small amount, but they're very resourceful. They still get their nails done, their hair done, and they're able to do other things. I think if those persons take that talent and make it work for them, then they could naturally afford all those things. Because we're not talking about people who are not talented. We're not talking about people who are not capable of doing bigger and better things. But I think it's a lot of times the way we look at it is almost like, I want it now. I want this gratification and all these things now, which we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want to wait. Like, okay, you can't get this now, but if you save, you wait, you do this, and you do some other things, then later on you can do something big. But it's like, I want it now.
Right. So I have a challenge for everybody, myself included. Let's start saving. Let's open up a savings account for ourselves. Let's open up a savings account for our kids. Yes, you can open up a savings account for each of your kids, and you can put $25 in an account. And if you want to put $5 in there a month, $20 a month, whatever you want to put in there. My challenge, we have all these challenges, the Kylie Jenner challenge, the burn challenge, the ice challenge. Let's challenge ourselves and open up a checking account for ourselves and our kids so we can start saving some money. So at the end of the year, we can go on vacation and we can spend money and have extra money left over to have fun.
Well, not even just talking about spending the money. Look at what it is that you want to do, because jobs are going away, and some people, even if they have a job, some people have talents that you could, while you're working for somebody else, you can use those talents to work for yourself. So if you save those monies, or even if something happens, if something unexpected happened, then we wouldn't have to ask others, oh, could you help me? If we get in the habit of saving, then that'll be our cushion, or that'll be our business.
Right. So once again, the challenge is to open up a savings account for yourself and for your kids. And even if you put $1 a month in there, $5, $10, $20, just open up a savings account for yourself and your kids. And that's the challenge that I want to do, is let's open up a savings account. Remember, show your girls some love each day at 12 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Remember, visit our Facebook page at RPEntRadio. Post your comments, your shout-outs, and your birthday wishes. Or you can call us on Ubu at RPEntRadio. Or tweet us at RPEntRequestline. Remember, show your girls some love at 12 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Again, thank you, Rodney Copeland, for your question. Until next time, hugs and kisses.